You're a grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag, and forever peace may you wave. You're the emblem of the land I love, the home of the free and the brave. Every heart beats true for the red, white, and blue, where there's never a boast or brag. Should all acquaintance be forgot, keep your eye on the grand old flag. Yankee Doodle went to town riding on a pony, stuck a feather in his cap and called it macaroni. Yankee Doodle, keep it up, Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the step, and with the girls be dandy. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Yee-haw! She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain, coming around the mountain, coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be driving 6 white horses, driving 6 white horses, driving 6 white horses when she comes. Oh, we'll all go out to meet her when she comes. Oh, we'll all go out to meet her when she comes. Oh, we'll all go out to meet her. All go out to meet her. All go out to meet her when she comes.
Shabbat Shalom. So you may think that as somebody that was not born in this country, and in fact was born in Great Britain, that that wasn't very nice. This weekend, July 4th weekend, could be a little bit complicated for me, but really it is not, because becoming an American has taught me something profound. And that is that patriotism isn't about where you were born. It's about giving gratitude to the place that gives you freedom. And Shabbat, our day of rest, is nothing if it isn't the day of freedom that we get to celebrate not once a year, but every single week. And we will start our Shabbat as we do every week with the lighting of the Shabbat candles. And to assist us in those candles, I would like to ask those who sponsored tonight's Shabbat dinner to help us. Bob and Susan Schneider, Calvin and Laurie Hellitzer, Jerome Rubin, and I'm very, very honored as well to welcome the emeritus rabbi, my friend, colleague, and mentor of over 30 years, Rabbi Dr. Sheldon J. Haar, to lead us in the blessing as well. Please come this way. And if it's your custom, you may rise. And I've got a special little reading for you to do as well. Nice and big. Okay. You can either do it together, or oh no, you just use this. That's the custom. You just use this. But first of all, friend's going to read this in English, and then you're going to do the blessing. Okay. Unless, do you want Sheldon to read this? Do you want Sheldon to read this? Sheldon.
As we kindle these Shabbat candles on this Independence Day weekend, we give thanks for the blessings of freedom and peace. We are grateful for the liberties we enjoy in this country and for those whose courage and sacrifice have made them possible. Shabbat reminds us that freedom is not only the right to choose our own path, but also the responsibility to build a world of justice, compassion, and hope. As these candles fill our sanctuary with light, may they inspire gratitude for this nation we call home, deepen our commitment to our highest values, and bring peace to our homes, our country, Israel, and all the world. Amen. Please join us. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. Shabbat shalom.
Thank you all very much. You did a very good job. Thank you. What? I was going to bring the microphone down. Okay. Please be seated. It may feel a little anti-intuitive, but we gain freedom when we actually stop doing things. And Shabbat is our opportunity each week to gain a little bit of that freedom back from the craziness of the week, from the stress of the week, from doing what we do every single day. We have an opportunity to put our cell phones to the side, maybe put our problems to the other side as well, as we take this time together and we use these Psalms of Kabbalat Shabbat to transition into that time of stopping, into that time of giving us the sacred freedom that we can enjoy every single week as we continue on page 3 with Lechu Naranana. Lechu Naranana, Lechu Naranana, Lechu Naranana, Ladonai. 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 Naria, Naria, Letzrishenu, Nekat Mafana Beteta. Naria, Naria, Letzrishenu, Bismirat Naria lo. Lechu Naranana, Lechu Naranana, Lechu Naranana, Ladonai. Lechu Naranana, Ladonai. Bottom of page 4. Yismachu Hashamayim, the heavens rejoice. Yismachu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Hashamayim. V'tagei haaretz, Yismachu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Hashamayim. V'tagei haaretz, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yismachu Hasham, Hashamayim, Hashamayim. Tagay haaretz, page 5. Light is sown for the righteous, radiance for the upright. O you righteous, rejoice in God and acclaim God's holy name. Or zarua la tzadik u'yisrael simcha. Simcha Tzimchu Tzadikim Badunai V'hatu Lezecher Kachor Zavua Simcha Urzavua Leitzadik U'Yisrael Simcha. Page 6, Psalm 98. Zahamu l'Adonai Bechino v'kol zimara v'hatzotzot v'kol shofar hariu lifnei hamelech Adonai Yiram hayam u'melovo tevel v'yoshveiva neharat imchachav yachad harim yiranenu. Bottom of page 7, as we continue with Psalm 99. I don't know if you noticed the translation in the psalm we just chanted, but it talks about praising God with all of these instruments, with the harp, with the lyre. And these psalms, said to have been written by King David, perhaps they demonstrate, as they hearken back to those temple days, that instruments were used in the temple. Sometimes we hear, from when I first came from an Orthodox synagogue to a Reformed synagogue, and I heard all of the instruments, and it felt a little strange. But if we look at this psalm, it gives us the answer. Instruments, praising God with our voices, with our souls, with our hands, with instruments, has always been part of our sacred tradition. Ramemu Adonai Eloheinu v'kishtakavlu lahakodsho. Ramemu Adonai Eloheinu v'kishtakavlu lahakodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Ramemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Ramemu. Ramemu Lahakodsho. Ramemu Adonai Eloheinu v'kishtachavu lahakodesho. Page 8, Mizmor LeDavid, a psalm of King David himself. Mizmor LeDavid, havul Adonai b'nei einim, havul Adonai kavod va'oz, havul Adonai kavod shemaish, havul Adonai v'advat kodesh, alamayim el hakavod hirim, yai nai 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 nai, yai nai 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 nai, yai nai 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 nai, ya nai 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 nai, ya nai 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 nai, ya nai 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 nai, ya nai 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 nai, ya nai 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 nai, nai ya nai 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 nai. Adonai Oz le'yamo yitain, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. Ya nai 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 nai, nai 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 nai, ya 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 nay 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 ya nay 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 ya nay 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 ya nay 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 ya nay 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 ya nay 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 ya nay 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 ya nay 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 ya nay 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 ya nay 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 ya nay nay ya nay nay ya nay 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 ya da da. One of the most moving customs, I think, at the conclusion of the Lachadodi, the last verse that we sing, is standing and turning towards the back of the sanctuary. And just as Americans, we welcome Independence Day with celebration and anticipation, Jews welcome Shabbat not as an obligation, but as an honored guest. An honored guest that we stand for, almost as a citizen welcomes a cherished visitor. Please join us with this melody on page 9 for Lacharodi that I think will be familiar to everybody.
Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor וזכור בדיבור אחד ישמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשם ותפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה כי מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה.
תחילה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה.
לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי ברך קומי אורי. אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת
Please rise and face the back of our sanctuary as we welcome our honored guest, as we do each week, Shabbat.
בואי ושלום עטרת מעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה.
We continue with the Chatzi Kaddish on page 14. Yitkadal v'yitkadash mei Rabbah v'yalmati v'rak yirutzei v'yamnich malchutei. U'chayedacho ha'beit Yisrael Magala, Magala, Udizman Kari Vimuru Yehesh Mei Rabba Shabbat, Vipavitz V'man V'yitnasei, V'yitatar, V'yitalei, V'yitalal, Shmei Kedusha, V'lam min kol bichata V'shirata. Please rise for the Baruch who are called to worship. Yanai, nai, 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 yanai, nai, 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 yanai, nai, 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 yanai, nai, nai, nai. Baruch hu et Adonai, HaMevorach, HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai, HaMevorach, Le'olam, Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed, Yanai, nai, nai, nai. Yanai, nai, 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 nai. We continue on page 16. Let's read together in Hebrew. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bidvaro Ma'ariv Arabim B'chokhma Poteach Sha'arim Uvitvuna Meshane Itzim Umachalif et Hazmanim Umesader et HaKochavim B'mishmerotehem Barakia Kitzono Boreyom Valayla Kolelo Mipnei Choshech V'choshech Mipnei Or Umaviyom Umeivi Laila Umavdil Ben Yom Uvein Laila Adonai Tzvat Shemo Elchai V'kayam Tamidim Lach Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed Baruch Atah Adonai Hamariv Aravim. Page 17, we read together in English. Endless is your love for your people Israel. You have taught us Torah and its mitzvot, laws and ordinances. Therefore, O God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we shall speak of your commandments and rejoice in your Torah and mitzvot forever. Day and night we reflect on them. They are our life and the length of our days. You shall never depart from our hearts. Blessed are you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha ubechol nafshecha ubechol meodecha v'chayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anohi mitzacha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levaneha v'dibarta bam B'shivtecha b'beitecha uvleftecha v'adere u'shafbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu l'totafo bein einecha uvtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'isharecha Leman tiskeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yetem kedoshim le'Elohechem asher hotzeiti ethem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Emet. That's right. There's an extra word there. Emet. What does emet mean? Very good. And what's the first word of the, well, I'm going to have to say it now, of this prayer, the V'ahavta. What does V'ahavta mean? V'ahavta means, yes, you got it, Mindy? Sorry, love. So the V'ahavta starts with love and ends with truth. And I think we need both of those in our lives and everything that we do. Love without truth can be blind. And truth without love, that can be harsh. We are called to do both, to speak lovingly and to speak truthfully. Adonai Elohechem Emet. Who is like you, O God, among the gods who are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders? Your children witness your sovereignty, the sea splitting before Moses. This is our God, they cried. Blessed are you, Adonai, who's redeemed Israel. With this tune for Micha Mocha, again, especially for our July 4th weekend. Over to you, Andrew.
Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilo osefele. This land was made for you and me. Ma'alechutecha ra'u vanecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe ze'eli anu ve'ameru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me. Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael.
I just want to call out one more time the Emeritus Rabbi of Temple Kol Ami Emmanuel, Rabbi Sheldon J. Hart, because he inspired this service. When I first heard this service, not long after I'd come off the proverbial boat, and I heard this July 4th service, this was his creation, this was his doing, and one of the many, many things that I hope to bring to this congregation, I learned from this rabbi, my mentor. So if you like it, you can say something nice to him. If you don't like it, you can blame him. We'll continue with Hashkivenu on page 23, asking for God to protect us as we lie down each night. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom Hamidenu Shmalkeinu L'chaim Hashkivenu Hamidenu Malkeinu L'chaim Ushmar Tzeiteinu Uvoreinu L'chaim Shalom Me'ata V'ad Olam Hashk Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat, shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. please rise for the Vishamru on page 24. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael HaShabbat. Think a little bit quicker. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat. HaShabbat l'dotam b'eretz olam. Bein Yuvein b'nei Yisrael. Moisei le'olam. Hotzye le'olam. Sheishet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz v'yom Shabbat v'yinafash Continue with the Amidah on page 25.
Adonai sifatai tifta ufia gita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rahel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezoher Hasteavot v'Imahot, Umivigula Libanei B'neihem, Leman Shemo B'Ahava, Mele Ozer Moshiach Umagin, Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Avraham v'Etzrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah Rav lehushia, Morid hatal, Mechakel hayim behesed, Mechayei hakol berak rabim rabim, Somet noflim ve'rofeh holim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar mihamo habal gevuro umido mehela mele mimit umechaye umatmiya Yeshua venemanat alachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yam ya'alu asela. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el hakadosh.
We continue silently through page 30. We take a few moments now as we say these words of Mishaberach. And tonight we mention Paul Aronson, David Appel, Victor Ben Nehemiah, Victor Ben Weiser, Laura Bernstein, Shalom Babatsala Ben Abraham, Ethan Campbell, Sandra Chesler, Brian Kalahesi, Randy Kalahesi, Jay Christel, Royza Batshmur, Sheva, Eileen Edelman, Carol Fendel, Lionel Fendel, Sandy Friedland, Marsha Gilbert, Rachel Gallison, Phyllis Garowitz, Mark Garand, Arnold Grossman, Dina Grossman, Sheila Grossman, Henry Grossman, Marsha Hoop, Tracy Unetta, Alma Kalish, Hanny Kos, Marion Kostrinsky, Label Glasworth, Nedria Perez, Bruce Pickles, David Pinsley, Sophia Pollock, Harriet Radden, Arnold Reimer, Rosalind Saltiel, Louis Samuels, Myrna Shapiro, Bobby Schumann, Geishen, Sharon Walthu, Katie Weinstock, Laurie Weinstock, Ann Levinson, Regina, Elkin, Sam Vova. And if there's anyone who you're thinking of tonight who would benefit from our prayers of Mishir Barach, please say their names as I motion in your direction. Mishir Barach. Mishir Barach. Mishir Barach. As we say this prayer for Refuat HaNefesh, Refuat HaGuf, for the healing of the soul, for the healing of the body, for the healing of the sick. Mishaberach Avoteinu Makar HaBracha L'Imoteinu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach Imoteinu Makar HaBracha L'Avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
Ose shalom bim romav yase shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Ose shalom bimromav uyase shalom aleinu ve'al kol
You know, it's very difficult for me when I hear that melody not to want to burst into God save our gracious King, long live our noble. Oh, good, I've got you all singing it. That's very good. We're going to have lots of changes. Just kidding. Because as you know, I grew up in England, but I am a fully American. I have been an American citizen for many, many years now, decades actually. But I remember when I started the process of becoming an American citizen and going through that naturalization process. And let me tell you, it's not just a matter of filling out a form. They send you a study guide this thick. And for weeks I studied. I memorized the Constitution. I learned about Congress and branches of government, presidents, American history. I wanted to pass the examination after all and become a citizen of this great country. By the time the day arrived to take this examination, I kind of worked myself up into a little bit of a frenzy. I drove down to Miami, walked into this huge room full of the smallest tables you have ever seen, with hundreds of people in the room. On one side of the table was the examiner, and on the other side of the table was the person who was taking the exam to become a citizen. And the room was really so crowded that you couldn't help but hear everything else that was kind of going on in the room. And as my examiner was filling out some paperwork, I happened to hear what was going on at the table next to me. The officer looked at this woman and said, "What is your name?" And she looked back at him and said, "¿Qué?" Said, "What is your name?" Maybe it was "Care." No. Thank you, Bob. That was a good joke. She didn't even understand the question, and I remember thinking, oh no, this poor woman. About 30 seconds later, I heard him say, "Oh well, you passed, congratulations." And at that moment, every ounce of anxiety disappeared. I thought to myself that if she passed, that I would probably be okay. And thankfully, I did pass. I still remember standing there, taking that oath of allegiance, becoming an American citizen. It was one of the proudest moments of my life. Becoming an American citizen, by the way, didn't require me to stop being British. I didn't suddenly forget about my love of afternoon tea or the stories that my mum told me of living in England during the Second World War, and that how Churchill and Great Britain stood at one point as the only forces between the Nazis and conquering the world. Or the excitement of the royal wedding, and then many years later, the devastation of the news of Princess Diana dying. Instead, I think I became something new for me. I became a British American, or a Jewish British American. Feels like that time of the 1990s seems a lot longer away. As today, American Jews find themselves more and more being asked questions that we never imagined we would hear. Where does your loyalty lie? Can you be Jewish and still be an American? Those questions are painful, not because they're new, sadly because those questions and that trope is very, very old. Can you be Jewish and still be an American? It's fascinating, isn't it? Italian Americans are not questioned about celebrating their heritage. We don't question Irish Americans for marching on St. Patrick's Day. There's no question to Greek Americans for celebrating Greek Independence Day. We don't question Americans of every background who proudly preserve their language, their traditions, the memories of the places their families came from. Just the Jews. We understand instinctively that loving your heritage doesn't diminish your love of America. And actually, I think that's the American story, isn't it? Many peoples coming together from a plethora of heritages, coming together as Americans, the great melting pot, loving this country. Whether we are born Jewish or choose to affiliate with the Jewish community, loving our heritage, loving who we are, the language of Hebrew, our memories, the love of our ancestral home. They are true to us. They are who we are, but they never take away from our love of this land. And for those who challenge whether Jews can be fully American, let's offer them a small glimpse of American history. One of the songs we heard tonight, most beloved patriotic songs, God Bless America, was written by a Jewish immigrant, Irving Berlin. Louis Brandeis became the first Jewish justice on the Supreme Court while remaining deeply connected to the Jewish people. Ruth Bader Ginsburg transformed American law while often speaking about how her Jewish values shaped her pursuit of justice. Hundreds of thousands of Jewish Americans served in the armed forces of this country, and many never came home. And by the way, this idea of loving the country in which we are a part of, it's not a new idea. It's not an American idea. 2,600 years ago, the prophet Jeremiah instructed, seek out the welfare of the city that you are living in, for in its peace shall you find peace. You see, Judaism has never taught that loving your people requires indifference to the country you are living in. Quite the opposite. Who amongst us felt anything other than incredible anger, sadness, and fury after the events of 9/11? As American citizens, and I remember calling my parents a few days after 9/11. Of course, they were understandably horrified, as the whole world was. But as I was listening to the conversation, I realized something had changed inside of me. I wasn't speaking about America. I said, we. We have been attacked. We are grieving. Somewhere along the way, this country had become my country, the country and the values that I love. And since when is love a finite resource? When do you have to love one thing and therefore not love another thing? Where does this crazy idea come from? The love of your spouse doesn't diminish the love you have for your parents. Your close friend doesn't take away the love you have for your siblings. Love isn't a pie that you cut up with only so many pieces to go around. Love doesn't divide the heart, it enlarges it. We are committed to our country and we are committed to our tradition. And those commitments don't compete with each other, they complete each other. They do not compete with each other, they complete each other. One calls us to help the country that we live in, do everything that we can to further this country, to be good citizens of this country. The other calls us to never forget where we came from and who we are. I think one gives me a home and the other a story. One grants freedom and the other purpose. I need neither love less in order to love the other more. It is not a pie. It is not a finite resource. And that, to me, is the gift of being an American Jew. To stand beneath the stars and stripes while never forgetting the blue and the white that has carried our people and our hope for generations. To pray for the peace of America and to pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Not because our loyalties are divided, but because our hearts are large enough to hold them both. Shabbat Shalom and happy Independence Weekend. I'm not sure if we have any announcements tonight. If not, you can read them. I did want to again recognize those who sponsored our Shabbat dinner, and if that is something that you're able to do for a celebration or in memory of someone or to honor somebody, Rabbi Sheldon and Fern Haar, Calvin and Laurie Hellitzer, and Bob and Susan Schneider. Oh, in honor of me, thank you. And tonight, also, thank you to Jerome Rubin in memory of Joyce Rubin. It's really a very, very beautiful thing to do, and it is very much appreciated. Also, thank you to the Kenners for the beautiful flowers in honor of their son Adam's marriage to Jennifer Rabin. Mazel tov. Very exciting. One announcement I will make is that we will be continuing in the tradition of Temple Beth Orr with a Saturday morning virtual Torah study that I'm very excited and privileged to lead starting tomorrow morning at 9:30. And we'll also have some prayers as well. So if you look at your Connect, all you need to do is press one button and it'll take you right to that. Any other announcements? Okay, Matthew, you're going to have to come up. Matthew is a past president, member of the board, and has done everything in this. Catchall has done everything else. I think he almost built the temple. Well, he's repaired it a number of times.
Repaired, maybe. Shabbat Shalom. Since we have so many families here tonight, I just want to share this. It's in the Connect. It's Sound the Shofar. Get ready for the holidays with your very own shofar. For $18, your child will receive their own shofar to keep. And they'll also get training from the clergy. So for those of you who are interested, look in your Connect. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. And a huge thank you to cantorial soloist Andrew Sussman, and of course to Andrew, our accompanist. Just absolutely beautiful. Great to see you. And next week we have another special service for those of you who are fans of the Jewish summer camp experience. We have Adina Schafstein joining us on the Bima. She is an amazing guitarist, a fantastic singer, and we will sing lots of our old and new favorite camp songs together next Friday night, as always, at 6:30 p.m. For now, let's prepare to conclude our service with the singing of Aleinu L'Shabeach. I think we lost the microphones. Please rise on page 36. Molly.
Aleinu L'Shabeach.
Ladon hakol latzit gedula
Le'aseh reishi
shelo
Shelo
asanu
asanu
ki
ki
goyei
goyei
haratzot
haratzot
velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama shelo sam chelkeinu kahem v'goraleinu kechol hamonai v'anachnu korim ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
ונאמר לחי אדוני למלך
על כל
כל
הארץ.
הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
That's Molly May, who's having her bar mitzvah in about 2 months' time. 86 days, okay. She obviously knows more than I do. Let's turn to page 36 for words of Kaddish, and tonight we remember those who've recently been taken from us, Susan Feldman and Pearl Bemeo, and those whose yortzites fall this week, Louis Epstein, William Perez, Charlotte S. Feldman, Joyce Rubin, Ruth Dreyfus, Belle Hirschberg, Douglas Glassman, Fred Freeland, Jean Blaustein, Gina Lopez, Rose Weiss Gundershine, Sylvan Isaacs, Ernest Coder, Nancy Potrak, Wallace Marsh, Arthur Longo, Irving Falk, Abraham Gerber, and Harold Gloss. If there's anybody else who you're remembering at this time, please say their names. As one community, we remember them, and we remember those members of the armed forces of the United States who have given their lives. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah.
Amen.
Bialma zivarach kirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael ba'agala u'v'zman kari v'yimru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevorach le'olam u'l'olmei olmaya yiparach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ah v'yitruomam v'yitnasei v'yitada v'yitalei v'yithalal shemei dikudsha brichu Le'ela min kol birchata b'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, ta'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. And we conclude our service with the singing of Shalom Aleichem. And we invite all of our children up to the bima to assist us
Shalom
in the
Aleichem,
candles in the
Malachi
Kiddush.
Hasharet, Malachi Elyon. Mi melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Boachem l'shalom malachei hashalom malachei Elyon. Mi melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Baruchuni l'shalom malachei hashalom malachei Elyon. Mi melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Tzeidchem l'shalom malachei Elyon. Mi melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu.
Borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava uvratzon. Zikaron l'maaseh bereshit, ki hu yom tehillah
Mikra'e kodesh, zecher
Letzion Mitzrayim, ki banu b'hartav, v'yatanu kidasha mikol hamim, v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon. Hinhaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
One, two, three.
Hamotzi lehem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rising strong
together as our prayer is joyfully said. Baruch